Okay, folks, the other big story that we have today, of course, not only Joe Biden winning the Electoral College, I guess.
Winning again.
Keeps winning. So much winning. But that is also the resignation of Bill Barr, who is resigning with, I guess, a month left in his potential tenure. I don't think he would be reappointed by Joe Biden.
That washes the blood off his hands.
Well, I mean, that is the thing that I think is like, I hope that we are not going to see this guy on some type of reformation tour, and that people are going to remember that the idea that he, was pushed out with 30 days left is not some, and, this is one of those few times where I think I agree with what is being said on Fox. Here's Brian Kilmeade this morning on Fox and Friends. And I think this is important to keep in mind.
So that was a bit of a surprise yesterday as that news came out that AG Barr was resigning. And then you thought, okay, here comes the slings and arrows and the resignation letter, which doesn't mention the president. Absolutely wrong. They had a good meeting. He's only getting out 3 weeks early. He says, after Christmas, I'm just going to call it a day. And I just think when it's all said and done, and when many books are written about a fair book is written about the Trump administration, you'll turn out that he is the MVP. He came in at the exact right time to so-called land the plane after the Mueller investigation. And I think by coming out and saying what he saw and say right now, I didn't say there weren't any problems. I said there weren't widespread problems to overturn an election. And when it comes to an investigation, the Department of Justice rules clearly say you're not supposed to reveal someone's being investigated, because forever they're going to be tarred if they decide there was nothing there and they decide not to go further.
Well, I mean, they did ultimately reveal that that Hunter Biden was being investigated. But I think what he was looking for is you're not supposed to interfere with an election by revealing that an investigation is happening. But I will say this. I do hope that Bill Barr is considered the MVP of the Donald Trump administration, so that people don't forget who this guy is. There was too many folks who are high placed in the legal profession who basically said, we can trust Bill Barr. He is, he's old school Republican. I think to a certain extent he probably was, and people should learn that lesson, that that's your old school Republican.
Well, certainly. And by the way, Kilmeade is citing a Wall Street Journal report that Barr chose not to investigate or chose not to take a hands-off approach to any Hunter Biden thing, which I find a little dubious. Apparently it was one source. I don't know. But I do want people to remember Bill Barr as the MVP of the Trump administration, because he was certainly the MVP of authoritarianism, of the trend towards fascism that Trump wanted to do. He was a good soldier. He politicized the Justice Department in a way we haven't seen since Watergate, and definitely worse than that. And that is how he should be remembered, because we're seeing the rehabilitation of people like Mattis, other Lewandowski even is on cable news, other folks who were intimately involved in the Trump administration who deserve the blame for being in those circles just as much as others.
And of course, he had a big piece in Lafayette Square in those protests over the summer.